Okay, I can see everything.
Yeah, I can actually see everything in Twitch.
It's delayed though, so it's a little easier to just do it here. Okay. I think I got everything going. Okay, let's roll. Okay, so Lucian Thresh versus Zyra. This lane can go either way. It really depends how good the Thresh is. If the Thresh hits a hook, it's a really, really good trade or even a kill for your lane. Wow, I need to stop any tab. Um, it's a really scary lane if you misplay it, obviously. They have a lot of bursts, but everything they do is like delayed ever since the Xayah Q nerf, so it's delayed to the point where you can dash out of it, so it's really, this lane got a lot easier after the last patch. Okay, so normal, just giving autos, leash, both junglers starting bottom. You'll know that right now as they enter lane. This guy even tanked. Okay, so just walk up here, should Q this, should Q this. Okay, Q a little late. Better to just Q the whole thing. Start getting it pushed really fast. So they're autoing for the push, good. Using some CS, so it's okay. The goal is to get it pushed. Use your Q. Gotta use your Q. Yeah. Use your Q to push. Same thing as before. You're like holding off on using your Q for no reason. Okay, and alright. Now I have to stop this. You push for the level 2, which is fine, but you don't use spells to do it. But it doesn't matter. It ends up not mattering because you get it before them anyway, because they misplay and don't counter push against you because this guy is occupied with auto attacking your Thresh. So you're about to hit level 2 here, and right after this minion. Oh wait, I missed. Oh, I fast forwarded. I rewinded too much. But basically, you hit level 2 and you walk backwards here. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you
I don't
doing?
know.
Like, you can just dash up here and trade because they're level 1. They can't do anything to you. You just dash up here, you get a free trade in, you push them back. You miss one minion. It doesn't matter because if you shove them out, they're gonna miss more minions from you zoning them. And if you can keep them from getting level 2 all the way into the turret, like just by zoning them with your presence, then you you'll deny so much more CS than you lose for dashing up for this trade. You literally walk backwards with your level 2 advantage, and then they hit level 2. So now you can't utilize it anymore. Like you need to identify it's clear that at this point you've identified that you should be pushing for level 2, but you push for the level 2 and you don't actually do anything with it. Like pushing for level 2 is worthless if you don't actually utilize like what it gives you, which is an opportunity to trade while they're level 1. And also like use your fucking Q to push. Stop just autoing. Like weave Qs in between so you push faster. If these guys were pushing against you, like they should have been, then they hit level 2 before you and then they zone you if they trade. Once again, you're not using your Q at all. I don't know why you aren't autoing minions now too. Like now that you hit your level 2, it doesn't mean you stop like auto attacking a push. I don't know what your thought process is here. It's okay. Huh? Okay. God damn, your Thresh is carrying you so hard right now. Okay, look, like all this whole I'm gonna speed through this. Like this whole laning phase so far, you don't put any autos out, you don't put any harass Qs out, you don't put any push Qs out. You literally just sit here and you last hit. It's like you're playing like you're playing a scaling AD when in reality you're playing a fucking lane bully. Like if this was like a year, like if I just like died for like if I just like went into a coma for a year, I came out and I saw this, like I'd be so confused. Like you're playing, it's like Lucian got nerfed like 30 times in the 3 days I wasn't playing, and he's suddenly not a lane bully anymore. And like that's how you're playing him. It's like you feel like I don't know what your thought process is here. Like why you choose just to not auto attack at all until your Thresh like commits to actually like pulling in an all in, and it takes your Thresh walking up flaying and hitting a hook for you to finally realize, oh, I'm Lucian. I should probably try to play aggressively in the lane phase. Like, if they were missing any HP from you actually playing Lucian properly in the lane phase earlier, from you like poking or trading autos or anything, this would have been a double kill. But because you're a pacifist and you don't use auto attacks on the enemy champions, only minions, they both get out of this, despite Thresh playing it pretty cleanly. Like, he gets the hook, the flay, exhaust is solid. Everything is like pretty much how he should have played it, but because you didn't trade at all early on, they're full HP, they get away with their summoners. So now you're walking up to trade when you could have done this a long time ago. Yes, you get the kill because they misplay, Thresh gets a good flash play, but like you literally could have been doing this like so much earlier than you did. Stop playing pacifist Lucian, you're a lane bully. Play like a lane bully. Okay, so now he's gonna get shoved in, you're gonna go back. Alright, at least you're using spells to push now. It's not the best use of spells to push, but at least you're using spells to push and you start Doran's Shield. So there's some improvements from last time, but you're still way too much of a pussy in lane. So far from what I'm seeing. Okay, so how much gold do you have? 1k? Okay, double longsword boots is your buy here. Double longsword boots. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you... Okay. Okay, that's fine. What does it say? Okay, Vamp Scepter's alright too. Double Longsword Boots is what I prefer because you should snowball this lane now after the kill. They have no sums. You have Double Longsword, you do more damage to Vamp Scepter. You shouldn't need the regen because you have Doran's Shield and you're ahead in the lane. But it's not the end of the world to do Vamp Scepter. You'll get your Bilge Water first at least. Or faster. So they're gonna shove it into you here, you just catch the wave under turret. You have AP Ezreal mid, or is that... Oh, it's AD Ezreal mid, I guess. He has 21 AP, though. What the fuck? Whatever. Okay. Just let the wave come in here. Just let it hit the turret. Okay, that's fine, actually. You can just let her hit the turret and reset, but this is okay, too. Thresh can walk up and... Thresh can look for a hook here, because... There's not that many minions, but the freeze here... Okay, so the reason I'm saying you can just let it hit the turret is because you can freeze it here, but if the lane... Like, it's kind of scary because the only way you might even... the only way you'll potentially lose a fight at this point is... One, like, either you completely potato the fight, like, you literally just, like, dash in and get hit by everything, or there's too many minions built up when you all in and you lose there. So, letting the wave reset to the middle... Like, just hit the turret, you farm it all, and then it comes back and it resets at the middle here is actually just, like, completely fine, too, because you eliminate the risk of losing it all in because there's too many minions. And if the lane's in the middle here, and Thresh is in this bush, or he's in this bush, they still have to respect his hook, like, a lot, and you can just step up to, like, right here when the wave's right here. And then if you guys are sitting, like, right here, and they're stuck right here because they can't walk up to the minion wave because they have to respect Thresh hook. So you can still zone even with the minion wave, like, in the middle. And... In this case, you wouldn't have to worry about getting murdered by the minions in an all-in like you would here. Okay, so now the wave is into the turret, because you can't hold it there against two people. Oh no, you're doing it again. Yikes! Okay. This fight is continuing. I don't think you guys got Vision of Eve during that, right? Okay.
Nope.
Let me,
Wait, how am I even possible to get Vision of Eve?
I don't know if you walked out of the bush and probably... Like, I'm just saying if you had, like, 1 second. Let's see. Did you get any Vision of Eve? Did she not walk out of the bush at all, dude? Oh, no, you got Vision of Eve. You got Vision of Eve. Okay. Yeah, you saw Eve. Okay. This is all I wanted to know, if you saw him. Okay, so... Just like last time... You need to know when to dash in, and this is not when to dash in. So, like, you're a bit ahead here. This guy's about to get chunked in a trade here. He's going to pot up. Minion wave is about equal. But once again, you dash up forward. How many times did I tell you last time in the session? I don't know how long you played this game after our last session, but you don't ever want to dash like forward like that unless you're 100% sure you're going to win. And you're dashing into minions here. They have minion advantage. You don't see Eve yet, but So I can't blame you for that, but that is a threat. You don't have any vision of anyone who could have snuck through your lane. You don't have any river vision. You don't have any tri-bush vision. You literally have no knowledge of where the enemy jungler is at all. Uh, you have an item lead, but it's not super significant because it's just 5 AD. And, well, I guess like Doran's Shield was Doran's Blade. But like you're not super ahead to the point where you're just going to win every all-in. And you dash straight up. I told you so many times last time already, you don't ever, like, you pretty much never want to dash up unless it's 100% sure you're going to win, and that's not 100% sure you're going to win. Like, you could dash to the angle and you could dash this way and get a double shot, and then double shot into Q, and just back up afterwards. That's fine. But you don't dash straight forward, because you dash up straight forward and this happens. You have to flash. Even if Eve isn't there, you have to flash, or you're probably dead here. Because Thresh can't really save you. Well, he can lantern you, but you're gonna take so much damage that you give up all of your lane pressure. Even if 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 you don't have flash or you miss this flash and you eat all this, you probably don't die because of Thresh Lantern, but you get snared by Xayah off all these, you eat a bunch more autos, and you're probably 200 HP, 300 HP, and you start being the one getting zoned when you got first blood in the lane. Like, stop dashing straight forward. You want to dash at an angle to the side to hit them at your max range, and trade like that, dash to the side, hit them with your 500 range auto, double shot Q, that's completely fine. But you're dashing literally into melee range. You're a range champion. Use your range. Don't dash melee range. Just trade back here. You have some pots and map scepters, so you can heal up here because you flashed. It was a good flash after what happened, but you shouldn't put yourself in that situation in the first place. The flash was good though. Okay, so you're just lifestealing up here. Still don't know where Eve is, but you can assume she's left. She was Thresh walking in the bush. So, once again, like, look to trade with your Q. Like, you're so passive. You're so passive until you randomly go aggressive with a dash, and then it's a bad time to go aggressive. So you're just farming out here. Alright, so you're level 5, you have a level lead, you can walk up and look for Q. You can walk up and look for Q here. You had the minion wave is even, you had a level lead. You're both are level 5 now. Thresh is walking up, walk up with him. Okay. Yep. Good thing you didn't dash forward. Holy moly. Alright, he's dead. Oh, he should be dead. Wow, he actually gets out. Nice. Okay. Good trading back. Good. You have fervor, you don't need to be afraid. You get rooted here. You have dash. You're good. Okay. Good. You're dead here because Ari's here, but you played that about as properly as you really could have. The dive wasn't clean. So this whole sequence is actually pretty fine, honestly. So Thresh walks up here, tosses you a lantern, you take it. You start looking for Xayah immediately, and you see Eve, and you dash away. So this was really good. I don't know what prompted you to save your dash in this case, rather than, like, you've dashed in at way worse scenarios than this one to dash in, and you actually save your dash here. And look what happens when you save your dash. You get to get out scot-free, and you free hit the rest of this fight. Look at this. You're literally just free hitting the rest of this fight because you're full HP, because you didn't dash in at the start, and you put out so much damage here. Free hitting, free hitting, free hitting, free hitting. Now they're trading back on you, but you can trade back because you have fervor stack from free hitting earlier, and you got full HP because you've been free hitting this whole fight. So this is so great. You get to put out all this trading, and this is completely fine. And then Ahri comes in, and now you're just dead. The one thing you could have changed here is when she comes in here, you kind of tunnel on Ahri. If you had just turned onto Eve, you could have killed her. If you just like saved your spells for when Eve came in. So Ezreal ends up getting the snipe, but this is just a small thing you could have changed in that fight. Other than that, not much else. You buy Builds Water here. Ezreal gets you another assist. You can buy boots with this money too. Just buy boots. You want to get back to lane ASAP. What are you doing? You buy dagger. Yeah, okay, so the dagger is not worth it in this case because you're you need to get back to this lane really fast because it's shoving in. And the slower it shoves, the worse it is for you. The faster you get over there to shove it, the less minions you'll lose. So you get boots here over the dagger. The dagger isn't that important. If you pick your all-in properly, you'll win it regardless of having the dagger over the boots. Because you already have Bilge Water versus whatever he'll have. So dagger is not the right buy here. Okay, so Thresh should lantern you. So you walk back to lane here. The Bilge Water is completely fine. It's just the dagger is not worth over boots. Doesn't lantern you. Okay, you don't even miss any minions for that. So not too bad. So you should push this. Okay, Q this wave, Q this wave, Q this wave. Please tell me you Q this wave. Okay. Like, this is the same thing. When the lane is gonna push already, you have so many minions here, it's 100% gonna push in. You just want to get it pushed as fast as possible, so use your Q on the wave and push it. Like, it's like you're allergic to using mana. I don't understand what your mindset is. Like, you can literally, like, you're literally full mana. Mana regen is a thing in this game. Like, you can use your spells when you're full mana and you'll get mana back. So, start getting in the habit of that because it's really, really good. Okay, so Thresh looking for a fight here. You should definitely opt into this. You have level lead. You have level lead. Good. Keep autoing. Okay. So your first culling already better than the last time, so I'm very glad to see that.
I will probably be calling at the first. Like, yeah.
Okay, so there's a little bit I want to talk about here. You're not really on the same page with your Thresh here, so he actually gets this fight becomes a lot closer than it should be. Like, you have a big minion wave and you're about to hit level 6 here, and so you have 6 advantage and the minion wave to fight here, so it shouldn't be too close. So as soon as you hit 6 here and you see Thresh's walking up, you should stop hitting minions and just walk up with him here. Because he gets a... Look at all this time you're hitting minions, whereas you could be hitting them instead here. But Thresh is already trading with them. Like, this is a lot of auto time you're missing. Already? Okay, so you open up with Q, that's fine. Double shot, that's fine. W, you miss it. Stop walking backwards, okay? Like, you're so afraid in this fight when there's actually zero reason for you to be afraid. You've got a huge minion wave, you got level 6 advantage, and you've got a Bilge Water Cutlass. There's no point for you to be this afraid. Especially because they're focused on hitting your Thresh instead of you. There's literally, like, nothing you should be afraid of here. But you're, like, walking backwards over and over. So, you just turn on Azaya, dash up, she heals, she flashes. Auto, auto, auto. He's gonna dash away, and you start calling here. You force out Rakan flash. I don't think he even needed a flash, but the calling was fine. Like I said, last time you use it when you're out of range, and that's what you did. So good job. Xin Zhao flashes in, gets you a double. So aside from just like you were like overly afraid for no reason in that fight. Aside from that, it was not much else to change. It was pretty fine. Back up, you're taking minion aggro. And
Wait, how did Xin Zhao die?
Red Smite. Red buff and red smite. Or not red smite, just red buff. Like, I think does he take a turret hit? Let me see. I actually wasn't really paying attention to how he dies. Let me see. Oh, he might have had... Ooh, hold on, let me see. Okay, so what happens is, he auto-attacks Eve twice before he picks up the lantern, and then he doesn't get tower aggro yet because Eve's not in tower range, but once Eve walks into tower range, the red buff from Xin Zhao is still ticking and the tower switches to aggro onto him. So he's not tanking, right, because Eve's not in turret range. The red buff's still on Eve, the red buff's still on Eve. He's going to walk up here, Eve's in turret range, and the chase transfers to him because the red buff's still on him. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you should just recall here. Actually, how much gold do you have? 955. You get recurve bow, you get boots, you have to wait a little longer. So you don't have to do this way, but you can. You have time to do this wave. Okay, you choose not to. That's fine. Get your recurve bow for 700, get your one dagger, and then get your boots. Wait for your boots. Okay, it's just better to wait for your boots in this case. You'll get back to lane around the same time, but you'll have boots for like the trading in lane. You needed to wait a little longer for it. Not a huge deal, but it's just you might as well because you'll get back to lane around the same time. you've been waiting just because the boots give you extra movement speed, and then you'll have the speed to trade with. Okay. They're pushing here. That's the correct play from them. Okay. Put your pink down there, that's fine. So grab the CS here. Make sure you don't look to trade. Get these minions first. Okay, Thresh is walking up, so just follow him. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so you got level lead, you got item lead, you got CS lead. How much gold are you up? You're up 1k gold. Holy moly. You can basically take pretty monkey trades and still win at this point. So if they step up at all, I want to see you playing aggressive. Okay, so the thing about what you're doing here is that you have such a big lead here. Once you catch all these minions, I'll show you exactly what's going wrong here. So last hitting here. Okay, and pause. Why? There's zero reason for you to push this, basically. It's gonna slow push into them, but you'll deny like one full wave if you slow push, if you just like last hit here instead of pushing. You don't want to push here because you're in a spot where if they walk up to get minions, you just go on them and you kill them, or you force out summoners when they're up. Because you're so ahead at this point, you've got Bilgewater slow, you've got your W with ultimate to chase down, you got a level lead, you've got recurve bow attack speed if you get in a auto fight. Like, you basically can't lose a fight at this point, and he doesn't have like a dash or anything, so if he ever or any way to farm from range properly, so if you just keep the wave here and let it slow push, he can't walk up at all. He's gonna miss all these minions, and then when the big wave crashes the turret, ideally you call Zinzao over and you dive, or you use culling when the wave crashes, and then you just zone them off the big wave too. There's zero reason for you to push in this case because like he wants you to push because he can't farm otherwise. Like look, he can't walk up at all, but you're pushing it, so the period where he has to be afraid of you is so much smaller than if you had just held the wave here. Because look, instead the wave would still be right here and you'd still be missing out on every minion, but instead you're pushing and now he's in a spot where he's close enough to his turret that he can farm, which is not what you want. Okay, so Thresh wants to contest revision. So at this point, it's already too far. Okay, that's fine. That's the trades you should be looking for. Dash up, double shot. You just push this in, you should go get the pink. Go get the pink. So when you have the lane pushed in like that, and there's wave minions that you need to get at the turret, just walk up and go kill the pink that they have in Tribush, so you have more safety from getting ganked. So it's fine to auto push here if you're going to go get the ward, but if you're going to auto push and you're going to stand at their tower and look at them menacingly again, you shouldn't be pushing. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about this fight. So when do you actually get Vision of Ari? Let's see. You're red. Okay. Dark, 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 dark. Wait, where does Ari even come from? Comes from River. Okay, so clearing the Tribush ward wouldn't have mattered here. So let's see. When do you see Ari? You're farming minions here, farming minions. You see Ari now, slightly for a small frame of time. Looks like you and Thresh both miss it because you keep walking up the trade. Go shit on Azaya. Okay, are you're using a attack move, right? like all these fights you're using attack move, right?
Attack what?
Attack move, like a click.
No.
Oh, you're not using attack move at all? Alright, then I'm really confused. It's because you've done it a few times now, where you'll start on one target and then randomly you'll switch targets. Like, it's gonna happen right here. So, you're gonna start off this fight hitting Xayah, right? And then you're gonna randomly switch targets to Rakan in a second. So you start off, you Q Xayah, and then you just turn on a Rakan here. Like, what are you doing? like if you're attack moving, that's a normal thing because you just hit the thing that's closest to you. But if you're not attack moving, what the fuck are you doing? what are you what are you switching targets for in this case? There's no reason to switch targets at all. Like you pick a target, you go onto that target, you kill that target, or you force them out of the fight, and then you move on to the next target. You don't do I'm doing 50% of this guy's life and 50% of this guy's life. That's how you die. Like
Okay.
you pick a target and you hit that target. So you get charmed here, and you have to dash away. Saving your dash saves you here. If you don't have dash in this case and this knockup hits you, you're instantly dead. So good, good holding of your dash here. Good flash here to get away from the Zai ultimate. Dodges the charm barely too. You start healing. Don't walk in a straight line when you're getting chased down like that. Start getting into the habit of taking like one quick sidestep downwards and then keep walking forward. Because if this guy has ultimate here, I think he has ultimate. Oh, I guess it's a spectate glitch. If this guy has ultimate, you need to not get hit by that Q or you're dead. If you don't get hit by the Q, you have a chance to survive even if he has ultimate. And he doesn't have it here. He would have used it, I'd assume, if it was up. I'm pretty sure it's just a spectate bug. But like, if you get hit by this Q here, you're 100% dead. If you dodge this Q, even if you had ultimate, you might have lived. So start getting into the habit of not walking in a straight line when trying to escape yanks or just survive in situations. So the second Ari turns here, you can just toss your W out and start calling to kind of dissuade them from going any deeper on a Thresh. Because if you hit your W into culling here, you're too fast for them to really hit with anything. And if you put more damage on them here, they're less inclined to keep chasing Thresh, so it's a better chance to get him out. You just keep kind of walking here. You turn here, but it's like, it's already kind of late. Like, as soon as they turn their heads and they're clearly not committed to trying to kill you anymore, then you can start putting in culling from a safe distance. Okay, so you're just recalling here. That's fine. You could try to stay to call the wave, but it's a little scary. So, not the worst thing in the world to back. You already had enough for Bork, you don't have enough for Boots, so just walk back to lane here. And let's turn Vision back on. Okay. Okay. So, this is a scenario where you just push, because it's pushing too fast already. Once this wave comes, it's going to push super fast. Okay, so please tell me you use your Q here to push. Okay, so you're stepping away from the feathers, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, at least you used your Q. It wasn't the best way to use it, but you use it. Okay. Okay, so something I want to see you get into the habit of doing is I want to see you get into the habit of using your W in your just W double shot for quick trades like this one. He hits the hook here. You immediately should turn W double shot. W and then double shot. It's really nice burst, and it's really fast. Like it gives you W double shot. It gives you movement speed. It's fast burst. And it's decent damage, and it's just something nice to get into the habit of, because when you W double shot, you've got enough speed that like if they try to trade back with like spells and stuff, you have enough movement speed to walk out of them pretty easily. And like I said, it's pretty good damage and it's a fast combo, so start getting into the habit of that when you're taking short trades. Okay, so Thresh walking up again. Yikes. You kind of get baited. Once again. This one is a little more acceptable than the one at level 4 because Thresh does hit a hook, but once again, this just illustrates why you don't ever dash forward. And the problem is, like, you're really passive this whole game. If I was this Thresh and you were my AD carry, I'd be pissed at you because you play like such a pussy. You have such a huge lead right now. Like, let's see, over 1,000 gold. Yeah, 1,200 gold lead right now. And this guy understands that you have a lead because this guy walks up and fucking trades all the time. Some of it is kind of ill-advised, but in this case, like, you have vision here, you have vision here. It is an Evelyn, so it's still kind of suspect to go in here, but like it's solo queue. Like most times, like you have to play like their jungler isn't there. if you have like, you have to assume like if the jungler isn't on coming through one of these wards, then usually you'll be free to go in. And like you're just completely on different. You're so ahead, but you're playing like you're not ahead at all. This guy understands that you're ahead and he's playing up, but you're not on the same page with him. So like you're losing. If you were up here already when the flake comes, you get an extra 2, maybe 3 autos in here, and maybe even an extra Q. But instead, you're out of position to follow up on this guy's aggression. So the only way you make it in time to follow up is by dashing up. And because you dash up and Evelyn is here, you're dead. If you were here, I'll show you exactly where you should be when Thresh walks up here. If you were in a position to follow up, you would have been able to save your dash like you did in the last fight, where you just kited all the way up the lane and then finally got doped by Ahri. You would have been able to save your dash to get away, and you would have been full health, and you would have been able to kite it out, and you probably would have killed them because they don't have Ahri this time. But instead, because you're out of position to follow up on the Thresh's harass and engage, you panic and you dash up instead to follow up when you should literally already be up there autoing and queuing, and you don't have your dash to get away from all the CC, and you die. You should be, as soon as this guy postures to walk up, you should be walking up right behind him. You should be here. I'll play it in slow-mo. You should be here, 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 ready to auto queue already, but you only come up now, and it's just because you dash, and you're dead. You don't play off your support. Like, if your support is gonna play up, you need to respect that he wants to play up, and you play up with him. Okay. So, I don't even think you have money for boots. He's dead. Let's get your boots. Okay. Get another control word too. You don't get a control word. Okay. You don't have a control word on the map right now, and you have money, so just go get it. You should just get one in this case. It's not like saving the 75 gold is gonna do anything for you. Cut. Cut. Oh, minion saved him. So, not much to say about this one, honestly. Let me see your vision when you dash in here. That's all I really want to see. Oh. So, Xayah staying low. You just saw Evelyn. Okay. This is actually a terrible play that works out. Cause let's look at your vision, okay? Let's look at your vision. You see literally their whole team. One guy's top, there's 4 people bottom, Evelyn's right here, she's still healthy. She's about to kill your pink ward. Boom. Boom.
Can pink ward see
boom.
Evelyn?
No. So you just saw her disappear right here. Right here, okay? She's right in this bush. And you dash up to the Xayah. And you dash up, not only do you dash forward to engage, which is already the wrong play, you keep walking forward into the bush. And you get chunked out immediately. And if you don't have your Bork up there, you're almost definitely dead. So, the Xayah fucks up by just like literally just face-taking your ultimate into your Q when you could have just walked away and let Ahri kill you, or Ahri force you away. So you get the kill, but you should never get this kill against someone who's competent. And you should never make that play against anyone who's competent. Eve was literally right there, and you saw the rest of their team there too. There's no reason for you to go for that play. Oh, okay. Alright. Pink wards can't see Evelyn. I'm retarded. It's like Twitch, Rengar, etc. that they don't see. Or just like short, like camouflage, stealth, whatever. I don't really remember which one is which, but like short range, short invisibility, pink wards don't see. Long invisibility, pink wards do see. Okay, so you went back here. You bought cloth armor. I'm assuming for Tabi. You bought a longsword for Cleaver. You're not level 9 yet, so you can't upgrade to blue trinket. So you should use a ward here, just because you have 2 already. Just like use one in the lane bush, so you have a TP ward for your top laner. Because your Thresh is warding river for you. Just like use one of your wards, because there's no point holding on to both of them. Okay, so waves pushed in here. You can just back up here, let her hit the middle, and then start zoning them. Because you're still ahead. Despite all these mistakes, all these deaths, you're still ahead of their bot lane. So let's go back to all vision. What are you doing here? Okay. At least you're warding behind, I don't really know. Okay, so you're pushing, they're making a play top. So once again, there's no real point in pushing here. For multiple reasons now. Let's look at your vision first off. So you don't see Eve. So once again, you're still ahead. So if you keep the wave in the middle here and Thresh is in this bush, then he can just play aggro on their bot lane, and they have to respect his hook. So they can't step up for these minions if you keep it in the middle here. And two, your team's making you play top lane, which means they know they don't have to be afraid of your jungler. So if their jungler's here, they just run you down. And that's pretty much looks like what's going to happen here. Because there's no point in you pushing. You can't really put pressure on their turret because your jungler is on the map already, your mid laner is on the map already. You don't see their enemy mid, you don't see the enemy jungler. You have zero chance of a counter gank really coming except for maybe Silent TP. And you can't put pressure on the turret, so you might as well keep the wave in the middle and just zone them off with Thresh instead of pushing here. Pushing does nothing for you here except open you up to get ganked easier. Okay. Okay, holding on to your dash, good. Save your dash to get out. Okay. So, not much to really say about this. You don't dash up, which is good, and you don't have to dash up because guess what? You're actually in position to follow up on the Thresh's engage, which is where you should be all the time. So, okay, the one thing I'll say though is that there's absolutely 0 point holding onto your Q. Just use it at the start of the fight, so it comes up faster in the fight. Like, the Thresh will hook here, your Q, okay, I just want to make sure your Q's up, and it's, oh, okay. Is it up here? It's in half speed, so 1, 2, okay, your Q's definitely up. Just Q auto here. There's no point in not Q autoing. You do auto Q instead of Q auto or auto Q auto. Like, just use your Q at the start of the fight. Like, there's no point in waiting on it. So, you put 2 autos in before you Q. You dash a little late. That's kind of just a reaction time thing. That's whatever. You get, like, clipped by the Rakan CC because you're a little slow on the dash. That's not really your fault. It's kind of just like a reaction time ping thing. It happens. What's important is that you held on to your dash, and you didn't go over eager into all-in straight out the hook. So you gave yourself a chance to survive. Whereas in the other cases, you weren't even giving yourself a real chance to live. Well, that was fine. It was just slightly slow on the uptake mechanically, and your Q was a little slow. Like, as soon as like fights start, you should be auto queuing or W autoing or whatever you have up, and like use your spells immediately. There's no point in waiting to use your spells, except for like culling and dash. Like, there's no point in waiting to use Q and W. Okay, so let's speed this up with your dead. You just finished Hobby with your gold. Okay, so you're just grabbing farm here once they push in and take your turret. Thresh is asking you to rotate here. Okay, not much to say about that fight, really. They kind of just take a fight down people. You get a free hit the whole fight, pretty simple. No need to use culling, so you don't. Okay. Auto. Okay. Most of the wave's dead. So, normally you don't ever want to rotate like you did there because now the same thing's gonna happen. The bot wave is slow pushing in a way that you can't really get any of the farm, so you're stuck middle. So you guys are sharing farm middle. Thresh kind of coerced you into taking the lantern, so I'll give you a pass here, but normally when the wave is in that position that I was earlier, I'll show it again to you after this fight, you want to push that rather than just like leaving it there. I don't know if you identified it and just went with Thresh because he lanterned you, or if you didn't realize it at all, but when the wave's in a spot like this, you don't want to leave it. Right here. This is bad for you. This is like the worst thing you can see. Because it's gonna push, but it's gonna push so slowly you're gonna lose all these minions. So let's just fast forward and watch the minion wave. Look what's happening. There's one wave you're losing. Wave's dead. Wave's gonna die. Next wave you're losing. So you're still middle here, you're stuck middle here. Second wave lost. Third wave you're about to lose here. Still don't get turret. Third wave lost. And there's gonna be a fourth. You're gonna get part of this fourth wave, I think. Nope, not even. Okay, you lose 4 waves, and not much of a fifth. Okay, so yeah, you basically lost 4 waves during that, and it was okay because you got something done with the play. But imagine that fight doesn't go well, and you have nowhere to farm after because you have to go back or you're dead. You just lost 4 waves for nothing. Like. And that all could have been prevented if you had just, instead of taking the lantern over here, I didn't even fast forward enough. I mean, back rewind enough. It's so long ago. If you just didn't take the lantern here, and instead you'd stayed to do this next wave, then you wouldn't have lost. You would have lost like 1, maybe 2 waves. Instead, you lose 4 because you take this lantern. I'm pretty sure he only threw that for like the souls. I don't know, maybe he wanted you to come, but like, regardless, like, you lose so much for not pushing this. And it only works out because you guys win a fight here. So yeah. Go for the consistent play, and the consistent play is getting the farm there. Okay, so now you're back, you're pushing the wave here. You got your Phage on your back and Ruby Crystal for Black Cleaver. Fight's going on middle, you won't make it to it, so don't even bother. Don't even bother. Just push the next wave. Yikes. Drop your ward. Okay. Dash over. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. Not really much you can do here, but like, so basically you spent all that time that you could have been pushing this next wave into the turret, putting a like walking around, realizing you can't do anything, then putting a ward at the dragon and waiting on this wall. When in reality, you could have just pushed this wave in a turret and lost 0 waves, or maybe part of 1 instead of the 2, maybe 3 waves you're about to lose. Yeah, when the fight is, you're not gonna make it to a fight, just keep pushing. There's no point in like going to a fight that late, especially as the AD carry. So now, once again, you don't feel safe going up to the bot wave, so you're just gonna have to concede that bot wave and lose it all. And you're late to mid too. Like, you can't realistically do much middle unless your team is already there, and your team wasn't there, so there wasn't any point in not in like just doing what you did. Like, just get the bot wave instead. You're missing so much farm this game for no reason at all. Okay, so now you're grouped with your team because you can't go bottom. It's way too late at this point to salvage the wave. So you're just grouped with your team here around Baron. That's fine. Just go catch the mid wave, yeah. Not much else to do. Just kill minions. Someone has to go get the bot wave soon, so you can see if you can get the mid turret here. It's kind of hard because of Wario Wave player, and they just clear the wave. You're too short range to really siege properly, but you didn't give yourself another choice to do anything else really, aside from maybe go top, which Zion should be at instead. This guy gets caught, and you're kind of just wandering around doing nothing because you didn't give yourself anything to do. Fight starts here. Oh god. What the fuck? Oh my god. Alright. Holy fuck. Alright, so this is like... This is gonna sound mean, but like... This team fight out of you is like what I would expect out of like a professional win trader who's like trying to lose. Look at, let's count how many autos you get off in this team fight, okay? Let's count how many autos you get off in this team fight. Let's see. Let's see. Oh fuck, I need to slow it down. Fuck. Let's count how many autos you get off here. You're not gonna like the number. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know. I don't know how closely you're watching this fight. I don't know if you remember this fight. I don't know when you played this game, but I don't think you're gonna like the amount of autos you get off in this fight. This is a pretty long fight too, mind you. So let's see. Let's see when the fight let's see when the fight actually like starts. So not really anyone to hit yet. Not really anyone to hit yet. And okay, I'd say the fight starts right here. Okay, 1 auto, 2 autos. I think we're gonna be on 2 autos for a while. I think. Let's see here. Still 2 autos. Still 2 autos. Still 2 autos. Oh, walking. Oh, still no autos. 2 autos still. A W. Oh, some culling. Some culling damage. Okay. Okay. Getting some fat culling damage in there. Oh, still have an auto. Oh, still running back and forth. Oh, here we go. Oh, a double shot. 4, 5, 6. Look at how much time you spent in this fight doing absolutely jack shit. Just look at it. Let's just look at all this time you spent doing nothing. Like, you're playing way too fucking scared. You're not the only source of damage on your team. There's absolutely no reason for you to be this scared. Like, if you walk up and you get hit by stuff and they put damage on you, your team does damage. Like, these guys do damage still at this point in the game. You're not you're not the only source of damage in this fight. You don't need to play like it. Like, you can free hit here. Why are you running from the Ari? Why are you running from the Ari? Like, you have dash up. You just wait and you dash the charm. Just put autos on him so he feels pressured to throw charm, and then dash the charm, and then he can't do anything to you. You're playing so afraid in these fights just to get charmed anyway, and then you walk up here and you still aren't autoing. Like, it's just you're playing way too scared in these fights, and then you randomly decide to just go in on the Zyre here, and it's not the worst decision in the world, but you could have aggressed at so many different points in this fight, but you wait so long. If it's because you think you're like, if you're misclicking in fights and stuff, and that's why you aren't putting out these autos, then look into doing an attack move. Like, I don't ever attack move, but that's because like my mouse accuracy is like really up there just from playing for so long. But like, pretty much every professional AD carry attack moves. If I mained AD carry, I would have to do it too, regardless of how accurate my clicks are. Like, it's not bad to attack move, especially like if you're having trouble in fights, like moving properly. Like it's a bad habit in some cases if you overuse it, but it's good to use when you're learning AD carry, because you do have to be quite precise with your clicks on AD carry compared to other roles. So just pick up your cleaver money here and recall. Recall, you're out of mana, and drop your warden lane, and then pick up blue trinket. So what you should be doing, you drop your warden lane, pick up your blue trinket, pick up your cleaver, and I don't think you have enough for control actually. Yeah. Blue trinket, blue trinket, blue trinket, blue trinket, blue trinket. Yikes. Okay. Alright. So you'll pick up the blue trinket, not the end of the world though. So now you're at your 2-item spike, you're really strong now. You can kill anyone on that team. As long as you put out autos in a fight. Let's speed this up a little bit. Okay. Just farming with your team here. What do you... Okay, you're going top for red buff. That's fine. Top wave is not your concern. You should be mid because Xin Zhao's bottom. That's fine. Oh shit. Let me just watch what happens here real quick. Okay, so Ezreal's about to get charmed. Wow, wow. Okay. Nothing really wrong with that. Culling wouldn't have been very useful because he just dashes out of it as soon as you put like a few bullets in. Okay, so there was no reason for you to not finish off the wave there. Just finish off the wave before you rotate. Those free minions you're missing out on. There's no urgent need for you to be bottom. Like, are you moving because your team is pinging you, or are you moving because you think it's the right play to move?
Probably because my team's pinging me.
Yeah, stop listening to your team's pings. learn to think for yourself, because there'd be a lot of games where your team doesn't want to communicate with pings even, and you're gonna be so lost because you don't think for yourself. Like, think for yourself here. It's the correct play to just who's gonna pressure you for taking this farm? This guy's top, there's 2 bottom, this guy's 1 HP. The only person who can maybe kill you is Evelyn, but Ari can't help her because she's got no ultimate and you have Thresh with you. You literally walk down here, and then they back up, and then you're just doing nothing. He's doing nothing. You could be on the mid wave catching it now. Now you catch bot wave, but you didn't need to be here. There's no point at all for you being here. And now you're recalling for... I guess I don't really know what your next item is. I'm assuming Phantom Dancer? Get like double daggers. Get 1 dagger. Okay. Your buying is really suspect. You have 300 gold here, so most people would just wait for another dagger, which is not the right thing. Control ward is better in this case because the game Baron is such a big part of the map right now. But at the very worst, like, it's better to buy double dagger than dagger and nothing. Just like watch your gold more closely. Like you can wait like 5 seconds for an item, especially if it's boots. And now you realize this and you're going back to buy a dagger again. Okay, you buy control ward. So at least you do the correct buy. It's just kind of slow. Okay, so that's okay. Just get back. Yeah. Hopefully buying controls will become a habit of yours and you don't have to waste 5-10 seconds talking back to base because you forget. It's good that you buy the control instead of the dagger, though. It's good awareness that you need one at this stage of the game. Okay, putting it there is fine. Cut. So there's 2 bottom here. In reality, Sion should be catching it, and you should just be mid and then rotating to top whenever the wave comes. But fortunately, Sion doesn't know where he should be. Okay, so you're waiting to walk up here because you don't have vision. You blue trinket the Baron, okay. That's fine. Okay, don't cross this way in the future. If Ari is in this bush, or if Evelyn is waiting right here, or if Ari's right here, and they just kill you here, that's Baron. Just go the long way around, it's not worth risking taking the short way, because you're not going to miss minions anyway. Just go the long way around when you don't have vision of there, because if you die here, it's Baron. It's not worth the risk. Even if you do end up missing 1 minion, it's not worth the risk, because Baron versus literally like 1 minion. Just take the long way around. You're Lucian, you can dash through this wall and you get there at like the same time anyway. Okay. Ezreal getting jumped. AP Ezreal, lol. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. Oh god. This fight over. Okay, let's see what happened in this fight. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Darius is gonna come through here. Get slowed. Hook in the knockup. Okay, once again, you're walking too far. You're walking too close. You're walking too close here. Just start using attack move because you don't know your range well enough to just right click everything. Just start using attack move and start learning the range of your champion. Because you're walking up too close here to put out damage. You don't need to be that close. You have a range auto attack. Okay, so putting out autos. Once again, what are you kiting backwards from? What are you afraid of? Eve is bottom. You see Eve. Ari's back here. The only other people who could be here are Rakan and Xayah, but like they're not gonna get to you so fast that you need to walk backwards on every auto here. This guy is stuck in a fucking box with 2 people next to him. Just fucking auto him. Like, stop walking backwards. What are you afraid of? Like, you're holding your dash exactly for that. That's perfect. That's what you should be holding dash for. But you have dash. Why are you so afraid of this guy? You could have killed this guy so much faster without even needing to use culling if you just kept walking up and autoing him instead of being afraid of his there's literally nothing to be afraid of from this guy, but you're walking backwards on your autos for no reason. Just walk up and kill him. Don't use your dash. Make sure you save your dash for Ari Charm like you did here, but just save, walk up and auto. Stop being such a bitch, straight up. I don't know how else to say it at this point. You're playing so scared in all these fights. So the rest of this fight, there's really not much else to say. You want to get really far away from Rakan there, because if you get hit by the charm, you're in a bad spot. So the rest of that fight is like whatever, but like there's no need to be so afraid of Darius there. Just fucking kill him. Okay, so your team's pinging Baron here. Is this you pinging Baron? This is you pinging Baron. Okay. Not the worst call in the world. Make sure you wait to start it. For your team to tank. Okay, Sion has different ideas. Okay. You can actually just rotate to the top wave, that's really big here. Don't know if you guys will. Looks like you guys want to ARAM instead. Alright, get off this thing. Like, just, you're wasting your time. There was no need for you to just, like, walk up and do that whole time. You could have been hitting mid with your team. Or, like, anything productive. You could have been mid with your team, you could have been clearing vision with Thresh, you could have been pushing top lane, but instead you're right-clicking a fucking Scuttle Crab. That's not gonna do anything for you. Like, play with your team. Look how late you are to this fight because you wanted to do Scuttle Crab. Is this fight over yet? Yikes. Okay, you definitely need to learn to attack move. You don't know your champion's range. What are you doing? Kill the What did I just see?
I don't know. I might keep playing.
It's pretty unlucky that your cat walked over your keyboard and made you flash forward there. Yeah, that's a real unlucky one. So, look how far you are. When in reality, you should be right here. Look how far you are because you want to do a Scuttle Crab. That's the first thing to take away from this fight. Like, even before the fight starts, you're literally in no man's land. Like, you should literally be right here and the turret should be dead right now. But instead, you're off killing Scuttle Crab for 60 gold. Okay, let's see. Fight starts now. Fight starts now. If you're here, you kill turret or you kill Xayah. Instead, you're still walking over because you wanted to do Scuttle Crab. TP's coming in. You could have canceled the TP if you broke the turret, but instead you did Scuttle Crab. You don't even walk properly. Like, look at even more time you waste here. Because you walk this way for like a second or two, instead, and then realize you should be here. But you didn't even have to worry about this. Like, look, you walk over here, and he's like, wait a minute, I shouldn't go over here. And then you start walking here, so you wasted even more time. And now you're finally grouped with your team when you should have been grouped with your team like 20 seconds ago when you did the scuttle for no reason. I don't know why you did that. So now you're here, but you don't have culling, so you can't enter the fight with culling. You have to walk up and actually get an auto and Q range to do damage. So, play this in half space. Just put out autos. You get rooted here, so just keep putting out autos. You're rooted. There's no point in doing anything else. Back up here. This is the correct way to back up here because your front line is dead. You don't have any front line at the moment, so you just wait for your cooldowns to re-engage the fight if you get an opportunity. So, just kill the minions here. Ezreal goes in, and like, this fight is just so awkward because you don't play with your team. Like, this whole game, you just haven't been ready for what your team can do, and then we're about to see, oh god. Yikes. Okay. So, a recurring thing from this game, aside from the fact that you dash in when you shouldn't, is you're never ready to follow up with what your team is doing. The most extreme example is this, you doing this fucking scuttle, but like, even in this fight, right here, Ezreal's gonna go in for the Ahri here, and you're not gonna be ready at all, because you just don't play off your team well. He goes in here and he chunks the Ahri, and I'm pretty sure you have dash up when it happens. Let's see. Yeah, your dash is up. So Ezreal's gonna go here and chunk Ahri. If you just dash up auto there, that's a kill. And then you can flash in and kill Xayah later. And you won't have to worry about flashing the charm at the end here when you go for this play. Imagine if Ahri was dead here, how much easier that play would have been. you don't like you need to be more aware of what your team is doing. Every single time Thresh was walking up in lane, you were never ready. Your team is wanting to get mid turret here, you're off doing scuttle. Your Ezreal's looking for a chance to re-engage the fight, you're not ready. Watch what your teammates do and like be ready to follow up on them. Like there's so many situations in this game that you miss out on a kill or you die when you don't need to or you miss out on killing something because you're not ready for your team. You're not ready for your team to make plays. You're not playing with your team. You're playing by your you're just playing by yourself and like when you shouldn't be. And it's really odd because every single time your team pings you to do something when it's the wrong play, you just go immediately. But when you need to be there with your team and need to be ready to follow up with your team, you're nowhere to be found. It's really, really weird. Like, just pay more attention to what your team is doing in fights and not just what the enemy team is doing. Like, your team's positioning in fights, you know, where your tanks are, where Thresh is ready to throw you lanterns, where your carry is to play with them. That's just as important as to where. That's just as important as where the enemy team is. Like, you need to pay attention to what your team is doing too. So you buy Zeal and Dagger here, working for PD. That's completely fine. Catch the top wave here because there's no bot wave to catch. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just kill the wave. Yeah. Okay. Like, if you're gonna show on the wave, you might as well just kill it instantly. I don't know if Sion asked you for some minions, but if he's asking you for minions, just say fuck him and kill it, because you need to get your PD. You're the AD carry. Like, you don't give up farm to the tank at this point in the game. Okay, you have your PD. Go buy it. Back and buy it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is that you typing? Stop typing. Alright. Turn off all chat. Like, as soon as this session is over, I want you to load up into a game, go to interface, and take this off right now. Right now. Stop turning on all chats. Fucking pointless, okay? Straight up. If you want to climb, if you want to give yourself the best chance to climb, turning off all chats is one of the easiest fucking things you can do to help yourself climb. I don't ever want to see you all chatting again. Not until you're fucking 500 LP challenger and you're memeing with pro players. That's when you can turn on all chat again. But until then, you fucking keep that shit off. Oh boy, this is an awkward fight. This is gonna go well though. Ezreal's free hitting. You're free hitting too. Good Bork. Okay. Let's talk about this fight. Okay. God, this is disgusting. Don't ever want to see you chat. This guy's dead. You're walking over late because you were typing. Fight's gonna start here. Cut. Putting out autos. Oh, I didn't put this in half speed. So the first mistake already, open up fights with your W more. Like, if you open up fights with your W before you start autoing, you get so much more movement speed to maneuver in these fights, and it's not like it's a long cooldown. Like, as soon as like the Darius is like in range of you here, just open up with W. Just hit him with the W, because you're gonna auto him anyway, right? But if you're autoing him and he's got the W on, if someone decides to dash into the back line to try to get you, you have extra movement speed to outplay. And it's not like you're going to save your W. Like, there's 0 point in saving your W for damage. Your W literally only should be on... You should probably put it on whoever you're autoing at all times so you have the extra movement speed to outplay people. Like, you wait until you auto, like, once or twice here, and then you W. And by then, like, your W is way less useful than it would be otherwise. So Zyle comes out here. You start culling, so you get away from the root, that's fine, and your Ezreal kind of just carries this fight. Not much else to say, like, you dash up here, you get Bork off, that's good. And you kind of just clean up Ahri. So that fight's pretty clean, aside from just the fact that you held onto your W for too long, it's pretty fine. Not really much else to say there, pretty clean fight. Pretty simple fight. Okay, dash up to him, good, you got red buff, just kill him, perfect. Get the mid turret, and then you can go towards Baron. Oh wow, he's dead. Wow, that guy is huge. Okay. Get the mid turret real quick. You don't have a tank for Baron anymore. Honestly, you should probably just keep going. Ezreal is terrible at doing Baron. AP Ezreal is terrible at doing Baron, so just push here. Okay, so use your spell. Like, once again, you like... How it seems is like it's like you're playing in slow motion. Like, you understand that you should be using spells to get double shots off here, and you understand you should be using spells on who you're autoing in fights, but you don't do it immediately. You need to get into the habit of like as soon as you're putting out autos, like just use your cooldowns. Like you put 2 autos onto this turret first before you use your Q and your W and your E to get double shots on the turret. Like, and it's the same thing in fights. You kind of auto once or twice first before you realize, oh, I should be using Q, I should be using W in fights. When in reality, you should be opening up fights with auto Q or Q auto. Like, stop holding on to your spells, especially when you've got blue buff. It's a bit different if you're coming into a fight with like 200 mana, you're like your culling is 100 and maybe your E isn't max yet, so it still costs mana. Then you kind of hold up on using spells until you know you have enough mana to get through the fight. But you're literally free pushing in the mid lane with the blue buff here. Like, use your spells immediately and get as many double shots off as you can on the turret. Like, you haven't used your W. Use your W for double shot. What do you do? What do you hold on to your W for, right? Or just use it to double shot. There's no reason not to. Like, your E, I wouldn't use it to double shot unless the turret's 100% free, but like, your W and your Q, that's fair game. As soon as you have a chance to use it, just use it. It's not like your double shot like has a cooldown. Yeah, like this. Just use it. Okay, so your W's down, that's why we're not using it here. Why are you not using spell? What are you doing? Like, literally, like, go into a sandbox mode and just practice Q, double shot W, double shot E, double shot Lucian combos. Like, you actually, like, need it. Like, just to get yourself into the habit of using it. You're so averse to using mana, it's ridiculous. Oh god. That could have been real bad. What the hell? This is your vision. This is your vision. You're about to... You dash up and double shot with... How much vision do you have here? What the fuck? Jesus Christ, you're insane. Don't do that. Please just hold on to your dash. Please just hold on to your dash. All these situations you're opening up with dash, open up with W into double shot. It's so much safer. Okay, so this fight is not gonna go well. Most likely. Get away from the charm. Okay. Pulling is fine here. Oh, back in here. Heals late. Okay. Actually, this was probably the best fight you played all game. And it might not seem like it because you guys don't win this fight, but this is probably the best fight you played all game. Because you don't play scared in this fight. So let's run through it. Like, you actually, like, properly play Lucian, like, for the most part in this fight. So this guy is in no man's land. He's 100% dead. Your tank gets a big knockup, but you're not ready to follow up. And you can't follow up. Not that you're not ready. So you put damage on Eve, you dash away from the charm. So the only thing I'd change is right here you should start culling. Because, like, you can just cull and walk away at the same time. And if you're culling and if you're putting out the cull as you walk away instead of just walking away, he doesn't want to chase you and you take less damage. So you start culling like pretty like soon after, which is good. But what I'm just saying is you could do it a little faster than you did. That's about like all nitpick from this fight. So turn away a little bit here. The dash is good because it gets you out of the snare so you don't die. You come back in immediately after the snare comes out. The heal's a little late. Not really that big a deal. Keep putting out autos, and then at this point, you can't go anymore, so you stop. So, there's a few mechanical flubs, like your call's a little late, you walk back a little longer than you have to, but most of that is just because you don't attack move and you don't know your champion's range very well yet. So yeah, once again, something that you can fix by just attack moving. But other than that, like you weren't scared in that fight, which is good. You played up until you weren't safe to do damage anymore and you left. That's how you should be fighting all the time. So you have a bunch of gold here, pick up your PD, pick up BF sword for IE. Good. What did you sell? You sold something, didn't you? Oh, you sold door and shield. Did you? I don't think you needed to sell door and shield. 950 for PD, 13 for BF. That's 2250. Why did you sell your door and shield? Why did you sell your door and shield? All right, if you're selling your door and shield, you might as well buy a control. What are you waiting for? Okay. All right. You spent way too long in the shop. Okay, actually, like, can you run me through, like, what's going on in your head here? Like, let's count how long you spent here in the base. Like, it should literally just be PD, BF, out of the base. Or, like, PD, BF, sell door and shield, buy control word, out of the base. What are you doing here? Like, what's running through your head? Because you sell your door and shield, and then you walk back and forth, and you're like, you know, I kind of want my door and shield. So then you undo, and then you buy your BF sword. When, like, your team's literally losing an inhibitor here. Like, what is running through your head here?
I don't know. I think I'm probably finding where's BF.
No, because you buy a BF sword. You bought the BF sword and then sold your Doran shield, and then you realize I want my Doran shield, so you undo twice because you bought BF and then sold it, and then you buy the BF sword again. Like what?
I
Why
don't
did you
know.
sell your
Probably.
Doran shield?
I probably thought I don't have enough money.
Okay,
In that case, then.
I
Yeah.
guess. Because, it's a low chance, but, maybe if you're there earlier, you can save the inhibitor. The Scion comes in for a fatty flank here. Yikes. Okay, this fight is pretty messy. So, I need to speed up a little bit here. You're still in the shop buying right now. Look how much time you spend in the shop. Okay, now you're finally out. So, Scion's gonna come in with an alt flank here. I believe it's an alt flank. So you can't really walk up yet, you don't have front line. Hold your dash away the charm. Back up until Scion comes into the fight. It is a... oh man. Damn, destroyed. Okay, so once again, you're not ready for your team. You're not... I don't know if it's because you don't pay attention to your map or you're typing or what, but like the Scion is like already in here and your reaction is so slow. You should be where Ezreal is instead of where you are here. If you're with where Ezreal is right now, you don't have to worry about the Xayah. You can just dash up and kill these guys. But instead, you don't make it past the Xayah because you're too far back, and you have to turn on a Xayah, which is okay. Turning on a Xayah isn't the worst thing in the world here because they should be able to handle this part of the fight. But if you were over here and you had dashed up, you were like right here dashing up, you killed these guys, and you walked out this way as a team, then the Xayah has nowhere to go, and you just kill her as a team. But like if you weren't as fed as you were in this game, you don't have your PD, and like you're not able to 1v1 this guy, then you just literally just died for free in this fight essentially. But thankfully you are strong enough to fight him. This flash is really bad because you have, once again, you don't realize what your team's doing. Xin Zhao is going to kill this guy. There's no need for you to flash. Trade your flash for this. For starters, at this point in the game, it's probably not even worth it to flash for a kill. And secondly, like this guy had it too. So yeah. Very messy fight. So that's about it for this fight. You aren't really close to IE yet. So let's just speed up here. You guys are going to Baron. Okay, that's fine. You fail the dash over the wall. No comment. Okay. Use your spells, use your spells, use your spells. Okay. Your Q comes up now. I want to see it. I want to see you use it. What are you holding on to your Q for? What are you holding on to your Q for? Okay, like it doesn't matter in this case, but like get in that habit. It's so bad to have that habit of just like not using your spells. Like use your fucking spells, dude. The chance you run in a fight like this at this point in the game is so low. Just get into the habit of using your spells. You lose so much DPS on Lucian by not using your spells. You should be weaving them in between every auto if possible.
Can we pause for a minute? I want to use the washroom.
Yeah, go ahead. What's going on, chat? Man, I've never seen someone like this. That just like he doesn't use his spells. It's so weird to me. I've never had like he just like refuses to use spells. Like I've seen people in lane because like they don't know when to use spells and they like don't want to waste their mana. But this guy's literally like free hitting Baron and he's like not using his spells. I'm so confused. I need to get more water. I'll be right back. You back? Damn. Hello? Damn.
Hello?
Okay. You here?
Yeah.
Can see everything? Okay. So, picking up the red buff here. I don't really like this use because Scion's going back. I guess it's not as big a deal because you have Baron Recall. Oh, you're not going back. Oh, you're trying to get... Okay, you're trying to get IE money. Okay, that's fine. I hope you're... Oh, yeah. Do you... Is this IE money? Resell Doran's? What are you doing here? Wait, is it 2100? I think it is, right? After BF store combined? I'm actually not too familiar with IE's costs. Okay, yeah, it is 21. Okay, so you got your IE money. So you're really, really strong here. You're one item off full build. So you got your level 16, you got your Baron, you should be going ham in these fights. Okay. What are you, blue trinket? Okay, that's fine. Alright, so you're pinging your team. This is a fine play. So good, that's really good that you actually use your pings. That's a good way to get your team to group up with you, just ping 40 times. Why would you ult for this? Hello? Okay. Okay. Don't walk in like that. If Eve and Ahri are... I guess you see Ahri, but if Eve's in this bush and she pops you, then like rip your Baron push. Like just let your team face check first. Just a small thing, but like let your team face check first. Because if Thresh face checks and he dies, who gives a fuck, right? Like you just kill the Evelyn and then you keep pushing. Nothing of value is lost. If you walk into this bush and you're dead, then that's the big deal. What are your presses? Okay. So hit this turret. Xin Zhao's fighting. Xin Zhao is dying. Sion's free pushing top, so just back up here. What's that noise in the background?
Fake you.
Oh, can you... Is your door closed already and stuff?
It's not closed. Let me close it.
Yeah, it's a bit loud. Okay, so... You guys just reset here because... You reset because Xin Zhao gets caught. Can't really buy anything.
Is it actually better?
It's a little better, yeah. Okay. So... Just farming out the supers here. Can't really do anything while Xin Zhao's dead. I'll actually just speed up through here a bit. Just farming out the jungle here. Ideally, I think GA is your best last item here. So once you have enough for BF stored, you can sell your Doran Shield. You should have it after this wave. So you can reset here. I'm assuming you buy the BF here. Yep, okay. Perfectly fine. This is a good build. Okay, so you guys' Baron is almost out. You can start looking to do something again because Xin Zhao's alive. He shouldn't be doing golems. But because he is, you have to back up a little bit here. You really want to play close to your Thresh here when possible because if Eve jumps you, you don't have MR, so you need peel immediately. Or there's a pretty good chance you get one shot, especially with double Infernal. Okay. So catching the bot wave here. This actually is not the correct play. Sion should be catching it. I don't know if he said something about not wanting to catch it or if he just went, but even though there's a lot of farm, ideally Sion catches it. Okay, so as soon as this fight starts, you need to start walking. You're a little slow to move over. Okay, so now at this point, like it's over, yeah. So you either recall, you keep pushing bottom. Oh god, don't get roped into this. Okay, there is actually like no point in you just walking around. Like you could have just recalled. It doesn't really change much because I think regardless you should lose this inhibitor, but just a small thing. Okay, good. Held your dash. Get away from the Ahri. Charm flash. Okay, yeah. Let your Sion engage. Bring out damage. Good job. Autoing, autoing. Nice, still autoing, still autoing. Okay, get away from that. Not the best killing, but not okay. Not the best killing, but not the worst. And yeah. Okay, this is a good fight. This is actually a pretty solid fight overall. So let's walk through it. Okay, so you don't get over aggressive and antsy because they're hitting your Nexus turret, which is the first good thing about this fight. You walk in right after Sion. Okay, and you start free hitting. You Q immediately. Double shot, W, double shot. Running through. You get knocked up here. Not the end of the world. Little bit of downtime there in between your autos. You're gonna auto die a little earlier. Dash. Flash away from the ultimate here. Good. So you could have just kept autoing Ari here before culling. But you cull for a little bit, then turn, you get a nice crit, she dies. So, not the worst thing in the world. I would have held on to the culling a little longer just because look how much damage you did when you crit him, right? Like, when you're autoing, like, you have a way higher chance of bursting out someone than using your culling. Your culling, like I explained to you last time, it's just you use it mainly like when you can't auto, but you could auto in that case, which is why it wasn't the best use of culling. Other than that, like I said, small like frames in between where you could have autoed a little earlier than you did. That's mainly just because you're not attack moving and you're right clicking, and you're probably just like slightly missing your right clicks at the start. Something that will be fixed by you attack moving. But other than that, pretty clean fight overall. You don't get over anxious to use your culling. Like at the start of the fight, you wait for Scion to engage, and then you play properly until you start typing. Okay. What the fuck? I guess. I think you have enough for GA. Okay, so because you already had enough for GA, you should have just based and then bought it and then get red buff, because now you're gonna waste the red buff. Okay, so you're walking a dragon instead. What are you? Oh, you want an elixir. Oh. Wow. Okay.
Like, what the fuck? I was like...
Interesting. Okay. Alright, so your team's doing Elder. You're a bit slow to it because you wanted to do Rafters to get your red pot. You wanted to buy. But it's not the end of the world because you guys got two dead still, so coming here late is fine, honestly. Even though your team might have been pinging you over earlier, just because you really want your GA for fights at this point in the game, because losing a fight at this point is so... it's likely game. Stay on it. Okay. Good, you're kiting away. Get hooked back into it. That's fine though. Okay. That's barely even a fight. Good job. Okay. Got the mid wave here. Lifesteal up. Let's speed this up. There's not much to talk about here. Here you have all your items. Had to clear the supers because Ezreal can't. You guys run a Baron. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. Save your dash. Good. Go over. Hit the plant. Okay, it's fine. You could just hit the plant, kill them without culling, I think, but not the end of the world to use your culling to secure a kill there. And you reset now because your team reset. That's fine. Good job. Grab another red pot. Okay, so I actually think in cases like I actually think just in general, getting the HP elixir, Elixir of Iron, is better than Elixir of Fortitude if you're an AD carry who has lifesteal already. Just because the extra AD and the lifesteal, I feel like the tenacity you get and the HP you get is way more valuable than the red pot will give you. Because if you get charmed and stuff, like you actually give yourself a chance to survive if you have Elixir of Iron, especially because you have GA too. So having that extra health pool is just really nice. Whereas I don't really feel like the lifesteal, it's lifesteal on champion only. That lifesteal from the red pot is actually that valuable. Elixir of Iron, like when you have Cleaver, you have your PD, you have GA resist, you have Tabi, or even Treads, depends on whatever. If you have Treads, actually don't buy the Elixir because you're stacking tenacity. But if you're going Treads, I mean, if you're going Tabi or like Zerker Greaves, having that tenacity is really, really nice. The only time you wouldn't go Elixir of Iron is when A, you have Treads, or 2, you have Lord Doms, so you need to have less HP, so you get the damage bonus from Lord Doms. But Lucian doesn't go. Lucian's like a short range AD carry who dashes up and gets in people's faces and fights often. So the extra health is really nice, and you go cleaver, so you rarely ever have Lord Dom, so you don't need to worry about the HP thing. Why are you backing? What are you doing? Okay. You literally just bought an elixir. I was about to say. Shouldn't be buying another one. If you get the enough money, you actually sell your Ninja Tabi for like Static Shape or Rapid Fire Cannon too, at this point, because you have GA armor as well. You don't really need the Tabi as much. And having even more crit on this build is really, really nice. Rapid Fire Cannon range is really nice too for sieging. Because you guys have a pretty hard time sieging otherwise, because you're just so short range normally. Xin Zhao is in the base. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I think he's defending from Evelyn, but I think he's defending from Evelyn. I don't know why else he'd be there. He's not AFK.
I think he's being Galio.
Yikes. Okay, so he should leave now because the inhib is spawning soon. What is he doing? He's really afraid of getting backdoored by Eve. And now you see Eve middle, so what does he do? Okay, now he's running out. Wait, what is he doing? Whatever. This is a long fight. Okay. This is a long fight. It's kind of an awkward fight too, because it's literally a 4v5, because Xin Zhao is, he's on patrol. Okay. So, how does this fight even start? Let's see. Aura gets hooked, you get charmed. Here's the thing, where if you had tenacity here, you wouldn't have been charmed nearly as long, and you wouldn't have needed your GA. I mean, you wouldn't have needed heal and the locket shield to get you out. Because you get charmed, it's not until like this point in the fight that you can actually like enter an auto. Okay, you're still playing too scared, but I'll show you exactly like when you could start autoing in this fight. It's pretty late, honestly, because you get charmed and you don't have tenacity. Like, look how long this charm lasts on you because you don't have Elixir of Iron. And right around now is when you can enter the fight, because he's got 2 knockoffs for you, Redemption's coming in, you should try to get in that, and your tank is still putting out a little bit more CC. You can walk up an auto at this point. You still have GA, you don't have to be so afraid. If you had no GA, you'd have to be afraid now, but you have GA. So you shouldn't be this afraid. You can at least walk into the Redemption. You start calling here, and it's not a great calling because you literally could have just been free hitting this guy with autos and you would have died if you had auto attacked instead of calling. And then you get a few hits onto the turret and then dash away. This guy gets hooked by Darius. You're putting autos out. Can auto him. And yeah. This fight is just it's a bit awkward because you get charmed right at the start and you don't have Elixir of Iron. So the charm lasts a long time, you don't have a big HP pool. That's hilarious. So it's just kind of hard for you to get an auto. You still play a bit too scared, but you don't have many situations to auto once you got charmed like that. Okay. Okay. What is he doing? I'm really confused. There's not much else to say about that fight. Just getting charmed there was so bad. Wait, what did you sell?
GA.
Ah, GA for DD. Okay, that's fine. That's actually pretty... Probably either that or Sterix would have been the best buy. I think Death Dance is completely fine though. But yeah, with Death Dance, there's even less reason for you to need Red Pot. So yeah, Elixir of Iron is the way to go. Right. So let's speed this up a little bit. Game's almost over. I still don't know who's gonna win this one actually, it's pretty close. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you pick up your buffs, get this next top wave, get out now, look at how dark the map is. Yep. You should actually back up further because you don't have MR, so the Evelyns can actually like one-shot you if she walks out of a bush like that. So you want to back further away there because you getting caught at this point in the game is just straight up loss. Yep. 1 second. So just pushing mid here. Hopefully your team walks out of base this time. That would be nice. So you see Eve top, so you don't have to be afraid of getting jumped on in the middle of the lane. You just walk up and push her. Don't dash up like that still. Autoing. TP comes. This is ulting in. Okay. Good job. Held charm for the dash. Dash for the charm. Yikes. Alright, so you're actually like a pretty big reason this fight doesn't go well. This is just like the last fight in the river here. Not the last fight, but the fight that happens in the river here. You're so scared to auto attack. Once again, let's count the auto attacks again. Let's count the auto attacks. Auto attacks on the inhibitor don't count. I can't even like see properly. Jesus, there's so much shit in the way. Let me just shoot up right to it. I actually have to do this on 0.25 speed, I think. Okay. This inhibitor is not actually that low. It's just the replay bug, so good start here. You dash the charm, so no repeater last time. So you're autoing here. Like you auto attack, you sit and you auto attack this inhibitor until someone commits to starting the fight, which is right here. So one auto. Q, 2 on the inhibitor, W, and you turn here. Why are you turning? Why are you turning? Because you put yourself in a position, your team is front-lining for you right now. Your team is front-lining for you right now, and you're backing up for no reason. No one is going to come into you that far away. Just auto-attack, like, what? Okay, for people who have this problem, I see this problem a lot with AD carry. They don't want to take any damage. A good way to do it is you just sit there and you fucking auto-attack until someone forces you to move. No one is forcing you to move. You're moving yourself backwards for no reason here. Until someone forces you to move, then just keep autoing, you know? Like, there's no threat on you at all right now. There's still no threat on you. This already is about to become a threat. So you back up, the charm is out. Okay, look, it hits Ezreal, now he can't hit you anymore. Walk back in. Walk back in. You can actually dash up to him here. So you hit the inhibitor here. Ezreal gets charm still. You're free hitting. Xayah throws out the ult. You can keep hitting. You dash away from the Evelynn here. So now you start culling. You should have W'd into culling here. That was a big thing, and your culling's at a bad angle. This culling being at the angle that it is actually way bigger of a deal than it might seem. Because if we rewind to, let's see right when you throw the culling, okay? I'm pretty positive you have W up when you start culling. So let's watch your W go down. Your W's up. If you W right here onto the Evelynn and you cull properly and you actually like hit him with the culling, instead of whiffing it into a field goal here, you put damage onto him that maybe Ezreal lives, or can like turn to like kill him, or like at the very least you kill Evelynn if she tries to chase on an Ezreal here, and you have the movement speed to back the fuck up from the Evelynn. But because you miss your culling and you don't hit your W either, she just runs down Ezreal for free and then runs you down. And then to the point where you get so low because you didn't create distance with your W and your culling at all, that you get put to a point where you're too low HP to try to continue this fight at all with Xin Zhao, and you just have to let him die. And the thing is, like, if you're alone at this point in the game, there's like no way you can save the bait, like save them from ending the game just by yourself. Like, you needed to play with your team and ensure either you win the fight or you lose the fight with more than you alive, because you can't hold them off by yourself at this point. This fight isn't as egregious on second watch as this fight was earlier in the river. You didn't have that many opportunities to hit, but you just play too afraid. You're too respectful of the enemy cooldowns. You're kind of playing in a way that like you're playing in a way that like you would only play if you're playing against really good players. You're playing in Plat. It's not the same. If you're playing against like Bjergsen Ari instead of Kittle Plat player Ari, then you have to respect. You probably have to respect his like ability to land shit on you way more. But the thing is, you're playing against the Plat Ari. He's probably going to miss like all of the charms that you like. If you have dash up, he's probably not gonna hit a charm on you the whole game as long as you dash properly. Like this whole game, I think you got hit by like one, maybe two charms at most. But the thing is, like, the one charm did cost a lot. But the thing is, like, you need to play more aggressively. Like when the Ari misses charm and it hits Ezreal there, you're walking away. When like people are frontlining for you, and there's like any like chance like anyone hits you, you're walking away. Like you have culling up most like up until the end for most of these fights. Like you can play up and then just cull at the end of the fight when you can't come in anymore. You just play so scared in all these fights and you're not putting out the damage you need to put out. And that's a big reason why these fights go poorly. Like your team frontlines pretty fucking well for you in this fight. Like honestly. Like Thresh is in the front here, Sion's in the front here, Xin about to come into the front here. Like you've got a front line. You've got a front line and you're backing up. You've still got a front line, you've still got a front line. This guy comes in, he's got no charm, you have dash up, and you just walk away. Like, this game, like, the recurring trend, like, this game is really, really bloody. There's a bunch of team fights. But the recurring thing in most of these team fights is you just don't trust your team to play with them, or you don't trust, like, you don't trust your team to like be able to fight properly if you die. Like I don't know which one it is. Like, but you're playing pretty. You're too scared in all these fights. You know, you're forcing yourself away from positions when the enemy team isn't even putting sufficient pressure on you. If the enemy team is putting pressure on you, so you have to move, that's one thing. But in most of these fights, you're in your own head and you think you're in more danger than you actually are. So you put yourself in a position where you can only get one or two autos off every now and then, when in reality, like you're not on threat, you're not under threat in most of these fights, and you just take yourself out of the fights. Lane phase, that's like the big issue with pretty much every team fight. There was a few here and there that were pretty fine. If you could fight like that all the time, that'd be fine. But like you need to just be, you need to be less of a bitch. Like don't play scared, you know. I understand that you're like you feel like you have to be safe because you're the AD carry, etc. But like in a team comp like this where you're this guy's a threat, this guy's a threat, this guy's a threat, this guy's kind of a threat until he falls off late game. Like you're not the only damage source. You don't have to play like you're the only damage source. Most of this game was just team fighting mistakes. There's some in the lane phase, like the level 4 dash in, like right here, that you still need to fix. But for the most part, compared to the last replay we went over, where I think you did that like 5 times in the lane phase, like that's definitely improved. Like, and the thing is, like, you understand it, you know, you literally insta flash as soon as you realize, like, you literally instantly flash away as soon as you realize your mistake. You just gotta get more reps in the lane phase and like realize, like, oh my god, like this is so stupid. Like, it's clear that you know if you're instantly flashing away as soon as you do it. You just gotta make sure you stop doing it too. Manage your waves better. There's many times in this game where you're mismanaging the wave and it costs you lane pressure. Even like there were times when you after you lost turret you weren't pushing, and times in lane where you shouldn't have been pushing but you were pushing anyway. Just learn to identify the situations like where you should push or not. If you're unsure, just like go over it. Like when the lane's in the middle and stuff, just like, or just think about how the 2v2 will go in your head. Like you should be able to understand, like if you have a lead and you have Thresh, who's a support who can engage on them in lane if they step up. Like if you keep the lane in the middle there and you're ahead, they can't step up because they'll get hooked, right? Or Thresh can walk up and play them into a hook, so they can't step up. So when that's the case, you just want to keep the lane in a position where Thresh is able to exert his pressure. When you're shoving the wave into the turret over and over, when you have the ability to win a 2v2 all in, you're handicapping Thresh, because even if he hits a hook but they're under the turret, best you get is W or Q into a double shot. Whereas like if the lane's in the middle and Thresh hits a hook, it's a 2v2 kill or summoners if there's no jungler there. Like just learn to, if you're not sure when to push and when to slow push or when to freeze, just like think about like if the lane is into the turret, like what can we do, and if the lane's in the middle, like what can we do, and if the lane's at our turret, what can we do, etc., etc. Think about that more before you decide to just push or not. And fucking use spells. Fucking use your Q at the start of fights. Use your Q when you're killing Baron. Use your Q when you're pushing for level 2. Like, the stuff about the team fight, that's harder, because that comes to you as you play more. But like, this shit, you're literally full mana, or pretty much full mana, and you're holding onto your Q like it's a lifeline. Like, this needs to stop. this really needs to stop. And like, hitting level 2 first and walking backwards with it. Like, just in general, like, in what you do, you're playing too passive. And a lot of it is just because you don't understand when you're stronger, it feels like, because like you don't understand like when you have level 2 you can go in, you don't understand like, oh, like no one is pressuring me, I can go in and stuff, because like you dash, it's not like you never go aggressive, like it's not like you're holding like backwards the whole game, it's just that you go aggressive at bad times because you don't have you just don't have like the knowledge of like situations down pat yet, and a lot of that comes from just like being too afraid. When you dash in and you fuck up, then you realize that's a fuck up and you don't repeat it in the future. When you in some of these fights where you're just playing too scared, because you don't die and your whole team's dead, you're like, wow, I did everything I could in that fight. When in reality, like if you're sometimes it is the right play to just like go in and like die if it means putting out enough damage that your team can win a fight. You know, just like start to learn like what your role in fights is and what your limits are in fights, and you'll learn that better by playing more aggressively rather than passively. You know, you might lose more because like it's harder to get carried if you're like playing aggressively and you're dying more. But if you're in it to get better, which you should be if you're learning a new role like you are for AD carry, it's better to play too aggressive than to play too passive because you'll learn more from it. That's about it. You got any questions before we finish up?
Yeah, I guess I forgot to ask last time. Like, what should I go for rune page?
8.5 AD, 13.5 attack speed, and then flat armor, flat armor, flat MR. That's the most consistent page.
Okay, because I think I was going like lethality page for Lucian.
Jesus Christ! Stop that! Stop
That
that!
was like the page for Talon, I think. But then I feel like okay, it seems very good for Lucian. Let's do it.
Don't do that. 8.5 AD, 13.5 attack speed, flat armor, flat MR. That's the most consistent page. There are some pages that are better in certain scenarios, but that's all you need up until like very high elo. And even most high elo players do that too. That's why I run most of the time. So yeah, anything else?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right. Thanks for stopping by on the stream, dude. And same thing as before. If you want to schedule, just hit me up on Discord or just come into the stream, and we'll get something set up.
All right, sure.
All right, see you, dude.
Good luck. Peace.
Okay. Jeez. I got scrims in 10, so I got